Oh, hello everybody. We're here with the writer and director of Halloween Ends, David Gordon Green. Let's do a look behind the scenes if you don't mind, because I love your body of work. Behind the scenes is like, behind the scenes! George Washington.
Great. Opening scene of the movie was never in the script, but it was two 12-year-olds that were having a little bit of a first love crush, having a conflict. I said, let's film it. And I sat them down in a room, put a camera on them, and let them talk it out, and it inspired the rest of the film.
Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express was a weird experiment in taking non-action actors and putting them in an action movie. So everyone got hurt, you know. James Franco split his head open on a tree, and so we had to put a headband on him for most of the movie. Danny McBride got the back of his head split open, had to get stitches. Seth was doing some stunt where he was falling on a glass table and broke a rib, you know. It shows you that that is not a time that we safely went to dangerous places. That was when we were just idiots.
Everybody loves such a cult obsession, the Righteous Gemstones.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fun one, and a great memory of our first season of that. There's a lot of male nudity in that show. You know, Walton Goggins is a great actor that I've worked with a number of times, and he plays an elderly character, but I wanted a scene of his elderly character. It's one thing to put a wig and some makeup on, but I wanted this elderly character to be naked.
Yeah.
So we did head replacement on an older man. It was really fun with Walt picking out who was going to be you naked at 80 years old.
Halloween, your first one, 2018, your kickoff to the franchise.
Every day with Jamie Lee is just an exercise in energy. She comes in as this fireball, so you just show up and it's just explosive in what you're going to create. And so there are times when you are genuinely afraid when you see things in the reflection or find these shots. And so that's it's hard to find that one because it's kind of every day in that movie.
Halloween Kills.
We've all come to this movie to see Laurie Strode and Michael Myers in their confrontation. And there's a very violent scene that has a moment of their hands interlocked, and there's blood everywhere. We film the scene, and I say cut. The camera, the tilt falls down. The actors don't let go, and I see where the camera's tilted into the reflection of the blood, and you see the reflection of their hands in the blood. And then for the next 20 minutes, we turn the camera back on, and we just hold that moment, and we start dancing. And it was the craziest, like, graphic, bloody jazz that we were performing between the actors, the camera, the lighting, reflections, and all these things. And it's those type of inspirations that really, they keep me drawn to the genre, they keep me drawn to filmmaking and the craft.
You know, that's a very confident, unique director. Halloween Ends. My favorite part, I don't want to ruin anything, what possessed that moment, like, what was in your mind?
But I think you could say that. I'll say it. There's a guy who gets his tongue cut off.
Yes, and the way it's done and shot and the moment, it's there forever.
It's a perfect example of when you're making these movies, you're like, that's never going to be in the movie. It's too much. And then we'll do the suggested version of it, and the story's told. But then you show it to a crowd, and people lose their minds, and you're like, never mind, it's in the movie.
Listen, we did that with Scream. We went for full commitment, and I think that's what people who do love this genre and the fans maybe like we're trying to make sure to like live up to that, like go all the way sometimes and don't compromise.
Yeah, I love it.
David Gordon Green, I cannot thank you enough. Behind the scenes, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more behind the scenes.